Hi everyone, New York Times bestselling author Jamie Brumfield. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be here on our second live video this year, 2021. And we're talking about the Smart Wins Plan. Today we're actually going to talk about the measurement aspect of the Smart Wins Plan. And so the Smart Wins Plan, for those of you that are new to this series, is plan based off of the SMART plan that you can find online. You can find the SMART plan online. The Smart Win plan is something that I've kind of adapted to work with my clients that I work with coaching. And basically there's been some changes. So the S and M are the same in the Smart Wins plan as they are in the SMART plan, and the T is the same, but everything else is different. And we'll go over those. Today we're going to go over how to measure. We're going to be measuring your success on your goal plans. So we're going to talk about that. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick visualization for a future self visualization. And we'll do that. And then we'll talk about the component of the measurement aspect of the Smart Wins plan. And then I'm going to ask you if you want to share what has worked for you and what hasn't worked for you if you worked on a Smart Wins plan last week. This week, your goal is to start another Smart Wins plan. So if you missed our Smart Wins video, then you can check it out. I'll link it up down below. And that way you can do that. If you're a member of our membership club, then you've got that information in the membership club as well. And if you're not a member of our membership club, definitely check it out. I've created a club where you get a little extra coaching, a little extra it's group coaching, a little extra group think, a little extra networking for only $8.99 a month. So I wanted to make it very inexpensive, but also give you some nice perks. So click the join button down below if you want to become a member of our Design Your Best Future Club and join us over there in that private Facebook group and have a little bit more in-depth discussions on things. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to put on my glasses to see how many people have joined us already. We have a couple of people joining us. Feel free to chime in the chat box and let us know that you're here and where you're from. And I'll go ahead and get started. So the very first thing we're going to do is the visualization. If you're in a car or you're doing something that requires your concentration, then you're not going to want to do this visualization. While I'm not using deepening suggestions, which is used in meditation, guided meditation, self-hypnosis, guided hypnosis, and hypnosis, I am going to use the cadence that I use when I do my those projects. So my cadence is a little bit slower. It's a little bit, it's to help you relax. And it's something I learned when I was in school to become a hypnotherapist. So I will use that, but I'm not going to do any hypnotherapy or NLP or anything like that. We're just going to have you close your eyes, do some breathing exercise for about 5 to 7 minutes while we run through a visualization. That's all this is. And it just really is to kind of get you in the mindset, also to get you thinking about the future, because we're going to do a couple future self visualizations. Last week, I did a future self on the timeline visualization. This week, we're going to take a trip. We're going to go to a party on our visualization. So, got your party boots on? So we're going to go ahead and do a party where we're gonna go to a party in this visualization, but it's going to take a little work to get there. And when you get there, you'll see why. So it's all a metaphor for what we're working on. And hopefully by the end of this visualization, you'll have some idea of some long-term goals that you can use that will help you create your short-term 1-week Smart Wins plan for this week. And that's your goal this week, is to create a Smart Wins plan for this week, a short-term 1-week goal. And then next week, come back on Monday and we'll talk about successes and opportunities and takeaways at the end of the video, the learning part of the video. So if you are in a place where you can safely close your eyes, then join us for this visualization. If you're in a place where you cannot safely close your eyes, then come back in about 7 minutes or come back and watch this once the video goes live on the replay. Then you're more than welcome to do that, or you can come back in a little bit. you're in a place where you cannot safely close your eyes, I don't recommend doing the visualization. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to start out with breathing. First of all, you want to, again, safely close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose, allow that to rest for a moment in your body, and then exhale through your mouth. And then through this whole process, through this visualization, I'm going to have you breathe in through your nose, hold it, and then exhale. And this is a great breathing technique to relax. You can do this anytime that you want to relax, or just kind of, you need to center yourself. You can do this, just for like 3 minutes. You take a 3-minute break, just close your eyes, and as long as you're in a place where you can safely close your eyes and focus in on the task that you're doing. So in this exercise, we're going to breathe in through your nose, hold, feel it in your abdomen, feel it in your diaphragm and your lungs, and then exhale through the mouth. And continue that breathing as we work through this visualization. I will once in a while mention breathing, but for the most part, I will allow you to just find your own cadence for your breath and relax. So what we're going to do is, one more time, breathe in, hold, exhale any of the negativity or stress that you might be feeling. Breathe in the positive, exhale the negative, and keep that breathing going as we continue, or as we start to paint a picture. Pretend that imagine or pretend that you're in a place in nature, someplace in nature, and you're out walking, and you can feel the grass on your toes, or you can feel the sand between your toes. You're just walking, enjoying the nice breeze that's coming in, enjoying the colors around you, the bright blue sky, the brilliant sun. Maybe you hear some birds chirping in the background. You could be any place in nature, anywhere in nature that you feel comfortable, where you feel most at ease. And as you're walking down this path in nature, you come upon a staircase. And the staircase can be built out of the land, the lay of the land. Maybe it's a rocky staircase or a sandy staircase. Maybe it's kind of a path that goes down. And you're going to walk down this path. You're going to just simply continue to walk down this path. You just know that there's something really exciting at the end of this path. It's a great adventure. You're going to start taking steps down this path. And as you're walking down this path, you're noticing obstacles in your way. And you find that you have a tool in your hand, whatever tool you decide this is, you have a tool in your hand. And this tool in your hand can actually take those obstacles and make them go away. Maybe you're sweeping the obstacles, or maybe you've got a big mallet in your hand and you're just pounding those obstacles into the ground. However you see fit of removing these obstacles that are keeping you from going down this path, you go ahead and have the tools available to you right now that you can use to go ahead and remove those obstacles. And as you're walking down this path, you find that you're getting wiser and you're learning things, and things are just coming in, information's coming in, and you're absorbing this information, you're learning. You don't know what you're learning, but you're just learning, you're absorbing information. Everything is just kind of coming to you. Knowledge is coming to you. Knowledge from perhaps the Akashic records is coming to you. Knowledge that will help you become more powerful, successful. You're finding this knowledge, and it's continuing down as you're continuing down this path. And all of a sudden you realize that you've been on this path for 1 month. And you just keep walking, and you're walking, and you're enjoying the scenery, keeping in touch with the smells and the sights and the sounds, the vivid colors, and allow those vivid colors to continue to get more and more vivid as you're walking. Each step takes you closer and closer to the party that you've been invited to. And you're super excited to get to this party. You know that great things are going to happen at this party. And so you're walking, and with each step, you realize you've been on this path for a month, 2 months, 6 months. and you're walking down this path. Maybe you've been on this path for a year. This path has been taking you down this path for fast forwarding you down to 2 years, fast forwarding you down to 3 years. Perhaps this path is taking you fast forward down 10 years. This path is taking you fast forward to a spot in your life where you are going to find a great celebration. And this celebration is for you. And this party is for you. And you're walking, you're removing the obstacles with ease. You're learning as you're going. You're absorbing all of the information the universe has to give you. You're receiving all the gifts the universe has to give you. And as you're fast forwarding through this timeline on this path, you get to your end result and you come to this big wall. This big wall. And it's made out of whatever you see fit that this wall is made out of. Perhaps it's made out of the nature, keeping in tune with the picture that you've created in your mind. Perhaps it's a big brick wall. Perhaps it's any kind of wall you see fit is right in front of you. And you see a door, and the door's there. And you go and you turn the knob, and the door doesn't open. But then you remember, as you're walking, fast forwarding through life, through your timeline, you were walking down this path, you were absorbing all of that information that came in, you were removing all of those obstacles, and you remember you picked up a key along the way. So you pull that key out of your pocket and you put that key in the lock and you turn the lock and it unlocks this door. You open up the door and you look through, just curious to see what's over there. And all of a sudden, you see figures. And these figures start to come into focus. And you realize it's your friends, your family, your partner, everyone you care about, everyone that you would want to be there to celebrate your success is there waiting for you. And somebody catches your eye and they all get excited and they're cheering because they realize that you're here. The person this party is for is here. The person who created all of this success is here. And they're super excited to see you. And so you step through that threshold, pass that door, close that door, and you're there among all your loved ones, among all your family. You're there to celebrate success with them. You're there to celebrate your success with them. I want you to take a moment as you're at this party and take note of who's there. Who's there with you? Take stock of that. Maybe go up and talk to different people. Talk to the people that are there with you and see what you're celebrating. They're going to tell you all of your great accomplishments. They're going to take a moment now to tell you all of your great accomplishments and everything that you've done along the way to be successful. And they're going to give you all the information you need. And I want you, while you're doing this visualization, to take stock of that, because when you come back to the present, you will go ahead and take that and write those things down, those successes down. So listen to what your friends and family and everyone who your loved ones has to say as far as what kind of successes you found along this journey as you fast forwarded to this successful point, to the successful party. I want you to take a moment. I'm going to give you a moment and go ahead and absorb this information with them. Breathing in and out as you're learning of all the wonderful, remarkable successes you've had over the years. Now everyone's gathering together and celebrating with you. They're cheering you on. They're telling you that this is just the beginning, that you've had so much success and now you're going to continue on this road to success. And they're looking forward to seeing where you're going. As the party starts to wind down, you realize it's time to go home. Return to the present moment and allow yourself to absorb and take a moment to absorb all of the information that you received. As you were walking down the path, you received information, input came to you, subconsciously came to you on how you're going to achieve these successes. You subconsciously pushed away or eliminated all the obstacles that got in your way as you worked your way down, fast forwarding through this path to the future to find out all of these wonderful successes that you've learned and all of these wonderful successes that you're taking with you, that your friends, your family, your loved ones are sharing with you. They shared with you at this party. And know now that you can return to this party anytime on your own, or you can come back and do this visualization and do it again. But you can return to this party anytime to get more information as you're walking down that path, removing those obstacles, taking in the input that the universe, the gifts the universe is trying to give you, all of the tips and the tricks that you've learned over the years, all of that. You're going to take that with you now and return to the present, to this moment, be here now, be here in the present. But remember, you can always come back to this party and celebrate again on your own time or in another visualization. Start to feel, in case maybe you're wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, open your eyes and start looking around. Take stock of where you are in the present. Breathing in, hold, and exhale any kind of stress that you may have. Continuing to breathe in, hold, exhale, wake up, center yourself, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that visualization, that picture into your future, the glimpse into your future. What did you learn? Grab your journey journal and start writing it down as we continue this process. And we're talking about the M part of the Smart Wins plan. So grab your journey journal, write that down, and listen as we're going to go ahead and talk about what it means to measure your success in terms of the Smart Wins plan. For those of you that are new or haven't seen the Smart Wins plan, remember the Smart Wins plan is the specific goal. It's SMART. The S is specific goal. What specific goal you're going to do? We talked about that last week. We talked about focusing. We also did another visualization last week. So keep that in mind that you got your specific goal. If you were here last week, how did you fare on achieving your specific goal last week? Were you successful? Were there opportunities? Regardless of whether or not you were successful or not, whether you got 100% success or maybe you came close, whether you were successful or not, if you gave it 110%, then you were successful. Failure is a stepping stone to success, just like success is a stepping stone to success. You can learn from your failures. So how did you do last week? Record that in your journey journal. Let us know in the comment section here if you want to share. Were you successful? Did you have some obstacles that get in the way? That's okay. They happen. Remember in that visualization we did, we talked about eliminating those obstacles along the way. Again, you're subconsciously starting to work on eliminating those as well as you're consciously working on it. So S is specific goal. M is to how you're going to measure your progress. A is for action plan or action items. R is for if it's realistic. T is for how long it's going to take to get this. If you're working in this process with us every week, then it's going to be a 7-day plan. W is for your why. What is your motivation? I is for how is it innovative? N is for how is it new from last week? And S is for success. How are you celebrating your success? So all of those, if you missed the Smart Wins video, then definitely check that out. I will link it up down below. I go into more in depth, but each week we're going through each part. So today we're going to talk about measure. How are you going to measure your progress? Now you want to be just like with the specific goal, you want to be specific to measuring your progress. Lots of the times I actually put in this aspect right here, I put checkpoints as well. So when I'm doing something like, very common, 49% of Americans are actually struggling with obesity. So I'm going to use this through our Smart Wins, but you may have a different goal. But for example, maybe your specific goal is to lose 5 pounds this week in the next 7 days. So if you're doing that, how are you going to measure that? Of course, the number one measurement that you're going to put there is I need to move from 120 to let's go 170 to 165. So that's my goal. I want to move the scale from 170 to 165. And then you're going to want to have checkpoints. So I usually say midweek checkpoint is a really good aspect for a 7-week plan. So on Wednesday, do a midweek checkpoint. In the membership club, I always do a post on Wednesdays where I'm asking, hey, midweek check-in, how's everybody doing? Get in your journey journal and talk about what's working and what's not working. And if you need to make changes at that point in time, make changes at that point in time. So it's just an added, in the membership club, I just do that added piece to keep us on track through the week, but you can do it as well. So how are you going to measure? So what's the measurement? What's the specific measurements you want to see, as well as what kind of checkpoints are you going to do? The reason why you want to be specific on your measurements is because you got to know how you're going to measure your success. You've got to know how you're going to see success. Now, maybe your specific goal is to lose 5 pounds this week, but maybe part of that specific goal is that you want to see the weight start to come off of your arms or your hips or your thighs. And so maybe you're going to also measure with the tape measure your arms, your hips, your thighs, or whatever area. And you're going to write, here's where I started and here's where I want to be. And then on your midweek checkpoint, you can write in your journey journal, this is where I ended up. This is my midweek checkpoint. I need to do more squats, or I need to do more of this to kind of work those areas that you want to specifically focus in on. So keeping that in mind, you want to be really specific with measuring how you're going to measure your progress. And however that looks within your Smart Wins plan for this week, take some time and go ahead and put that in your Smart Wins plan. So far we've talked about specific and measure. Both of these components are kind of short as far as tips and tricks. Really, my biggest tip and trick is be specific on measuring, as well as having those checkpoints and writing them down. And also kind of think if there's some kind of out of the box way to look at it. Like I said, if you're working on weight loss, maybe looking at seeing that you're losing inches as well as pounds will help you, but not putting that specifically in your specific goal will actually create an additional measurement that you can create. So however you want to do as far as creating your measurement, that's up to you, but make sure it's specific. Make sure it's specific to your goal and to your success. And then once you've got that in line, finish up the rest of your plan with the ARTWINS, and then you've got your plan for this week. So go ahead and work on that. That's your challenge this week. The challenge from this video is to really just kind of work on that Smart Wins plan. Look at last week's, if you did last week's program. And if this week maybe needs to make some changes, that's fine. Look at your visualization that you did. And if your visualization makes you feel like, maybe I want to change a little bit where I'm going, that's fine too. But you want a 7-week or 7-day plan that you want to produce in the next 30 minutes after we get off this video that you're working over the next 7 days. And then next Monday, we'll go over that again. So for those of you that were here last week, what were your successes, your opportunities, your challenges? What was your biggest takeaway from the Smart Wins? Please feel free to comment in the comment section. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me some questions so that I can answer them. Maybe you have a question about a specific area that we're not talking about yet. I can answer that too. So just chime in the comment section or the chat window and let me know if you have any questions. I'll give you guys a few minutes to write those out. Well, and then for others, you might want to work on this for a minute or two. I'll sit here, and if you have any questions, I'll just sit here until 30 of, and then I'll let y'all go. But if you are a member of our membership club, be sure to engage in the, the posts that we have there. Ask questions. Feel free to ask questions over there as well, because I will definitely make sure that I get you the answers and help you along on your progress towards finding the success, designing your best future, designing your desired future.